1-866-50-JIMBO, 1-866-505-4626, with constitutional scholar Garrett Epps. We've taken a look at some of the rationale behind his thinking, so now I'd like to hear what it is that you would like to see done. What changes would you like to see made in the powers of the United States Senate?
Well, my proposed amendment is really sort of in the spirit of John Lennon's Imagine. Imagine there's no Senate. It's easy if you try. And what it does is it does not disturb equal suffrage in the Senate. Absolutely. You got it. Wyoming, you're good. Keep your seat. But what it does do is transfer the special functions of the Senate, the parts of the Senate's charter that give it more power than the House. It transfers those to the House so that executive nominations would be approved by a majority of the House, treaties, the House, impeachment and trial, the House, and there would be no bicameralism as we know it now in the following sense. The House would pass bills. The bills would be sent simultaneously to the President and to the Senate, and the Senate would have 10 days to register its objections, and the House would have to consider those objections. Now the question is, would it have to vote again, or does it just have to listen to what the Senate has to say? And there are different proposals about that. But the point is, the Senate can't block legislation, and it can't postpone it indefinitely. It has to consider it within this period. And the same is true of constitutional amendments. If a constitutional amendment was presented, it would need to attract a supermajority, 2/3 in the House, and the Senate would be invited to register its views, but the amendment would go out to the states pretty much unmolested. And if you do that, I kind of look on the bright side of this. It's like being a senator would be a great job, and we would be able to attract some of the people in this country, and we can all think of our chosen candidates, who really would be a tremendous asset to Washington and to our national dialogue, because they wouldn't need to sacrifice everything to get there and spend all their time battling to stay there. That he would attract the kind of people who like to talk about ideas and say, how can the country work better? And something really interesting might come out of it. As it is now, the Senate is hopeless at the present time. It needs to go. Its time is up.
Obviously, this would require a constitutional amendment, and the 13 smallest states, which in total have far less than 13% of the population, more like probably about